Hey guys, Stephen Bogren here from Pro Physique. Today I want to talk warm-ups. So hey everybody, hope you're all doing well, having a great Monday and strong fucking start to the week. Let's talk warm-ups. Getting started in the week and getting started with the workout kind of go together a little bit. Let's chat it up. Bro. And so this just comes from a question from my buddy Andrew, or Andy Tutte Miller, on Instagram, and somebody that I used to work with back in the day. Back in the old Red Robs. Yeah, don't say it. So anyways, we were talking about, some questions that he had, and warm-ups came up, and he said, well, I normally just kind of do my thing, or I do a lot of running, or I do some other stuff, so let's talk about the different kind of, warm-ups, stretching stuff you can do, and why I do or don't like them. Cool beans. So, now, what is a normal warm-up that I think a lot of people are doing? That is a lot of static stretching, like, a little bit of stretch, ooh, a little bit of bend. So, now, this is one of the warm-up things that I think that we need to be very careful about, because if we're doing too much stretching prior to our exercise, we might be doing, making some little micro tears in our muscles, depending how heavily we're stretching, how intensely we're stretching, how long we're stretching, right? And if that is the case, we can absolutely pre-fatigue the muscle and increase our injury risk. So, static stretching, not my favorite. If you're going to use it, be very, very wary, be cautious. Understand that you don't want to pre-fatigue your muscles if you're going to go into a heavy set or really tough, workout, right? So that's one of the things that we want to be very, very aware of. And we just want to make sure that we keep that on our mind, right? So static stretching, not my favorite, not my preferred, depending, can increase injury risk, right? What about ballistic stretching? Right? Ballistic stretching, super quick stretching, maybe like those fucking kicks and shit up in the air. I can't do them because, hamstrings and stuff. But those kind of things, not a big fan. Not a fan at all of using that for warm-ups. Again, it's ballistic, it's fast. I don't think it's a good idea in general. You could obviously pull something just right there, depending how hard you're going with it. But again, like I said, you can pre-fatigue, you can do some damage to your muscles before you even get started exercising, and that can be an issue sometimes, right? Okay, well, what about Andrew? What was Andrew doing? He's going for runs. He's like, I'm doing some running before I go work out, get my little jog on. Yeah, a little bit of cardio. Well, cardio, I'm gonna say it depends. Now, I don't have a problem doing a little bit of very light cardio to just get the blood flowing, warm the musculature up, and kind of just, get moving a little bit. Yeah. Right? Nothing wrong with that. But again, if cardio gets too intense, we can be getting ourselves pre-fatigued before we hit the weights. My main concern is 100% always about them weights. They're not over there. That's a wall. And then my neighbor's house. But my number one concern always, first and foremost, is the weights. So, light cardio, cool beans. But if you're getting too intense with your cardio, hard runs, you find that, maybe you're getting impactful on your knees and you're about to squat and do some other shit, probably not the best idea, right? If our main concern is, in fact, the weights, getting stronger, putting on muscle, doing those kinds of things, right? Which, for the vast majority of people that this guy works with, is the case. Now, what is my preferred, but number one, numero uno, ooh, I love it so much, way to warm up? Boom, I got yous. It's what we will call dynamic, D-Y-N-A-M-I-C, warm-ups. Dynamic warm-ups. What's that mean? Well, it means we're essentially going to practice whatever we're going to do before we do it, or something similar. Ooh, had a little bit of nose sweat there coming down. Ooh. So anyways, What would an example of this be? Well, if I'm going to bench, I'm going to do some bench press. Well, I'm probably going to start with just the bar. Now, that might work for guys. For some of the ladies out there who we haven't really got a super high bench, or we're just getting into benching, maybe a 45-pound bar is a little bit much. We might want to be practicing, PVC pipe, something, so that we're practicing the movement, right? We're getting used to the movement. We're neuromuscularly starting to recruit what we need to for that movement so that we can do it safely. Now, this is my big caveat for this. Treat an empty bar the same way that you would treat a maximal rep when you are warming up dynamically, right? So if I'm getting ready, I get to the gym and I'm like, ooh yeah, chest day, woo, Monday, what's up? And I'm like, yes. When I get to that empty bar, I want to treat it just like I would if I was going for 300, because my bench sucks, right? Sorry guys. So I want to make sure that I'm keeping my lats tight, that that I have my arch as best as I can, because I'm a power lifter and I want to cheat, right? I want to decrease that range of motion. I want to make sure that my feet are set properly. I want to make sure that whatever I'm going to want to be in line for those heavier sets where I'm going to be pushing myself a little bit harder, I'm practicing them and I'm getting myself ready and I'm priming them, all the musculature and all the neuromuscular patterns for when I am getting heavier, right? So maybe I'll start with the bar, right? And I'm going to work up to, we'll say 225, for example, right? I'll start with the bar. Maybe I won't go to just a 25 on each side. Maybe I won't go to 95 pounds. Maybe I'll go straight to 135, right? It's still reasonably light as a percentage of my 1RM. So I'm going to start with just the bar. Maybe I'll do 10, 12 reps, and I'll just make sure that form feels good, that everything feels the way it should, right? Because if something feels off, I'm going to have to be very careful throughout my workout if I'm even going to do the movement now, right? Injury prevention, first and foremost. Maybe I move to 135 next, right? Cool, great. Everything's feeling good, maybe 8 or 10 reps. I don't want to pre-fatigue myself too much. I just want to get in my groove and make sure that all my movements feel good. They feel crisp, they feel clean, right? Then maybe I'll go to 185. And then maybe 200, 205, then to 225, right? So if 225 is close to my max, I'm probably going to make smaller jumps as I get closer to there, right? So the closer to your maximal strength, the smaller jumps you want to make. Now, if we're really low, we can make a little bit bigger jumps, and that's typically pretty safe, right? But we want to practice the movement, and then we go into our actual working sets, whatever we are lifting the weights for, right? Whatever percentage it might be, whatever coach programs. YOLO lifts, right? And I think for me, that is my favorite way to warm up. It's that what we call a dynamic warm up. We're simply practicing the movement, making sure that everything is nice and primed, that it feels good, yeah, all that good stuff, right? And that's the safest way, I think, to get ready for a movement. So if I bench, that's what I do. If I squat, that's what I do. If I deadlift, that's what I do. And for all my compound movements, I use a dynamic warm-up, right? Now, sometimes, even for my accessory movements, after I'm kind of warm, I will still add an extra set at a lighter weight to make sure that everything is feeling good. So, say I bench and then I have a dumbbell incline chest press. I'm not going to go straight to my working weight on that. Me, again, injury prevention is my first and foremost. I'm going to pick a weight that I know I can do that's a little bit lighter. I'm going to see how it feels. How's my fatigue feeling, right? How's my form feeling? Are my rotator cuffs feeling good, right? Does it feel like something's wonky in there? I'm just going to take my time. 1, maybe 2 extra sets isn't going to kill me, right? Nice and light. It's going to be pretty easy to go through. It's going to be pretty quick to get done. And then that allows me to make sure that if something's off, if something's feeling off, I can lower the weight right out of the gates. I don't have to take that injury risk. I don't have to try and push myself when something's not feeling right. Because at the end of the day, when I go into the gym, my only goal, my main number one, maybe not my only, but my number one goal is to make it back into the gym the next day, and the next day, and the next day, because that's how we make that progress over time, is to stay healthy. So we want to minimize all the inherent risks as much as we possibly can while doing that. So that's it, guys. Dynamic warm-ups. That's what I love. It's right here. It's close to my heart. So that's what I recommend if you guys are looking for warm-up protocols, maybe some light cardio, very light, maybe some light stretching if you really feel that that's benefiting you, and if you are having like maybe some neuromuscular things, just getting the body primed, again, not a bad idea, right? So hopefully that helps you guys. I'm gonna leave it there. Y'all have a wonderful Monday. It's actually Sunday.